Buongiorno a tutti. Benvenuto a Milano. Welcome to Milan. Behind me is the Duomo, one of the prettiest cathedrals there is. So elaborate. I went to this place last year. You get to go on the roof. It's amazing. So I've only been here for a day in the past, and I decided I was going to, I needed a break between the last 28 days and the next 28 days. So I just need a little stopover. So I'm spending 5 days in Milan. So not 28, but 5 days in Milan. I'm really excited because this is a fancy city. This is quite a fancy city, and very popular. I had a little bit of a culture shock getting here. There's just so many people. You know, Seville was relatively quiet, got busier, and I left. Avignon, same thing, but it was really quiet. It was nice and quiet. Milan is loud and full of people. So it took me a moment, but you know, it's a pretty fantastic town, and I'm just getting in now. I just checked into my Airbnb, and now I'm gonna go see if I can get something to eat. I'm gonna see what there is to do. It is a work day or a work week, right? So I took today off for travel, but you know, I am gonna be working. So back to my regular schedule of doing something in the morning, working, and then wandering around at night. And I don't know what that's gonna look like in this town. So there's a few spots that I've been to already, like the Duomo, and I did see Leonardo's Last Supper. I probably won't do that while I'm here, but I gotta tell you, some things are that cool that you sometimes just get drawn into doing them again. And I might. I mean, I came here and I wandered around and immediately was looking at the cathedral. I can't seem to leave this place. You know, it's drawing me here. I've walked around the block a couple of times, and I keep, you know, coming back here. And so maybe my body's telling me I got to go up on the roof again, because it is quite an experience. But I mean, there's other experiences, right? Like I don't want to. Anyway, the other experience I did right away was, and you probably saw, was I got myself a genuine panzerotti from a very well-renowned panzerotti place. It is legendary. I went straight there, and of course it was like 4:30, so not really supper time. So there was no lineup. That was pretty cool. But yeah, this whole town really is really cool. There's some places that I want to see. But yeah, I think I need to wander. I think I need to absorb it. What I was thinking about today on the train ride was, you know, I'm basically following like Hannibal's route, you know, starting in Spain, moving across southern France and over the Alps and into this big valley where Milano sits. And maybe that's a hint as to where I'm heading next. Yeah, it's really cool. Took me about 6 hours to get here. Oh, and I should mention, I hinted at it yesterday. France is well renowned for their train strikes. And it kind of messed with a weekend. It left me one weekend, but no big deal. I went somewhere else, worked out. On Sunday, I got trapped in Nimes. I had to take a really expensive taxi ride. And then I found out there were more strikes today, and that was a shock because I had to take some pretty long trains. And it was more about timing because I had to get the train in Lyon to get here by 1 o'clock. And if not, I would have had to stay overnight, and hopefully there was another train, plus buy the ticket again. You know, like it was a whole thing. I was stressed out all day. All night last night, and then I got to the train station this morning. Everything worked well. It looked good. They had the right trains on the board. Nothing seemed canceled. and then it was delayed. And I was like, oh no, because the notifications have been so bad, like I can't really count on, like, you know, it was only a fluke that I found out that my trains were canceled the first times, right? So I was like, oh my God, what happens if this train is canceled? Because I won't have enough time to get to the next place, you know? And then the train showed up. And all was good. Everything worked out. Everything was great. And I have to tell you, it's an amazing train ride. Like I love taking trains. I really do. Well, you know, when they're not canceled. And one of the cool things, like I could sit there for like 5 hours and just stare out the window. It's really crazy. I'm like that with airplanes too sometimes. You know, I'm just staring out the window, just completely mesmerized, like, oh, look at that mountain, look at that, you know. And that's what it was like today, you know, like the time just breezed by. And yeah, it was so cool going through the Alps and into Milan. So you could probably tell I'm a little excited. I'm really happy to be here. I feel very comfortable in Italy. And it's a strange feeling because Spain, I didn't know the language and it was all new and I didn't know what was going to happen. France, I had the luxury of understanding the language, but everything seemed, you know, a little different, and some things were a little harder to learn. But in Italy, I was like, oh, I don't speak the language anymore. So that's going to be tough. But I remember, like, as soon as I got back here, I was like, oh yeah, I remember how to do this. I remember how to do that. Like simple things like how the subway works and that, you know. Yeah, because I spent, you know, 90 days last year in Italy, you know, I'm feeling at home and really excited. And that's why I got that Panzerotti. And I'll probably go find some pizza or something too. I'm gonna get out of the touristy zone so I don't overpay for it, but yeah, it's gonna be an adventure. So follow me for the next 5 days as I wander through Milan. I've booked 2 really cool activities, and I'm looking into a third. So stay tuned, subscribe. That way you get the little notifications when there's a new video. And I can't promise any more dancing on bridges, but cool looks to towns like this, I can definitely show you that. So you want to stay tuned. I hope you're doing great. I'm doing great. I mean, look at this. So plan that trip. If I can help, please let me know how I can help. Please keep sending me those comments and those likes. Really means a lot to me. I really appreciate that. So with that said, buona notte. We'll talk tomorrow.